Hey guys, welcome back to Ashley's Homestead Adventures. We are doing the plant shuffle this morning. These are stalks, and then I have some other things that I need to move out from underneath the gondola. I've got 4 trays of some squashes, some okra, some cantaloupe that are sitting on that table right there that need to move out to the sunshine. Everybody that is in the shade moves out to the sunshine for 8 hours today, and everybody that is inside, which was the 2 trays that I just brought out, they move into the shade for 8 hours today. That's what the shuffle is right now. So these are some jack-o'-lantern pumpkins, some spaghetti squash, and some cantaloupe. These are just an early yellow squash, green beans, I think this is Blue Lake, yep, Blue Lake, and peas, little marbles, and emerald okra. It's cute, the little seed pods hung on. So these will all stay out in the sunshine for 8 hours today, and then I will move these other 2 trays into the shade. For 8 hours. That is just hardening off, is what that is. That's just taking our seedlings that we start inside that are fragile and tender from being in a controlled, protected environment, and we are in the process of hardening them off to the harsh outside world of wind and sunshine and rain. And I do that in, like, the first day that I start hardening off, they come outside for an hour. The second day, they come out for 2 hours. The third day, they come out for 4 hours. The fourth day, they come out for 8 hours. The fifth day, they come out all day long. And then the last day, all day, all night, and they're hardened off. And I do that. I do it in 2 stages just because it's convenient for me. I do it because I have shade. Not everybody has shade. You can do this without shade, but because I have the covered porch, I do it twice basically. And I do it when the plants are 4 weeks old. I start that process in the shade in the gondola, and then I just repeat the process when they're 5 weeks old ish. Doesn't have to be exactly 5 weeks old. They can be 6 or 8 weeks old. This depends on the plant. Squashes and things like that grow much faster, and they don't like their roots being disturbed. So I try not to keep them in their seedling trays for very long. And really, truthfully, the only reason why I started squash, cantaloupe in seedling trays, usually I would just direct plant them, is because of the farm stand. I just planted them to put them at the farm stand in case people want started plants, and also just for extras. They'll still grow, but I want to disturb their roots as little as possible, so I don't want them to get root bound in their pots. So these okras and squash and cantaloupes, they're only 4 weeks old. So I do have bread going this morning. We have the chocolate discard loaf going this morning. There's the recipe if you'd like it. And my timer just went off. So it's time to, we have let it rest for 30 minutes after doing the flour, the water, the discard, and the cocoa powder, and now we're going to add all of the other additives. and get them mixed in. This is what our dough looks like now. I'm adding 60 grams of butter in, and I'm doing it in thin strips so that it will break up and melt in the mixer. Okay. 10 grams of salt. $40 grams of sugar. $7 grams of yeast. I'm using this kind. $40 grams of maple syrup. Now this last part is basically 75 grams of, no, it's 100 grams of whatever you choose as your additives. If you want to just do chocolate chips, then that's fine. I happen to like a mixture of, right now I'm doing chocolate chip, walnut, coconut. And that seems to be going well. So, 25-ish, turned out to be 40. Handful of walnuts, took it to 67, and then I'll just make up the rest in coconut. Perfect. Back into the mixer for 6 minutes. Okay, that's it. You see how the bowl is clean? That's what you want to see. Nice smooth dough ball, and the bowl is for the most part clean. So now we'll just cover this up and let it do its 1 hour rise. Good morning. Snacks this morning. Corn on the cabbage. Girls, Miss Daisy's already looking better, looking happier after going to the vet and getting her allergy shot. Huh, Miss Daisy? Yeah, still don't trust me though, do ya? No, ma'am. All right, breakfast. No need to fight, girls. Sassiness is abundant this morning. Okay, now the kids are gonna get to go out for a little bit today. We've got another like 5 or 6 days of rain, so they've been kind of cooped up inside, but I've been letting them out like in the morning or in the afternoon if it doesn't look like it's gonna rain. And it looks like we're good until this evening. So, and I'm actually home all morning, not working in the groom shop. So I've got the ability to let them out all morning and early afternoon before I need to leave, and then I'll just bring them in so they don't get wet, because they're fair weather horses. Mr. Wonderful gives me such a hard time about it. But anyway, long story short, we're going to put the kids out for a little while this morning. But we're also hopping to the back pasture, which we haven't been in since last fall, you guys. So I'm going to go out and just do whatever fencing fixing I need to do. I know I need to put up a gate. There isn't a gate there anymore because we stole the panels for Billie Jean's pen last fall. So, and the grass is like waist tall in some places. So we are going to put Maggie and Josie out here in the back pen, and then the other 3 are still going to be up front where the grass is eaten down and a little bit shorter, because the other 3 are our diabetic Cushing's horses. So we like them to be on the shorter grass. We put Josie and Maggie through the grass first to let them mow down the bulk of it, and then the other horses can go out and enjoy the shorter stuff. So let's go work on fences. On our way there, look at that amaryllis. Is that thing not just spectacular? Oh, it's so pretty. Okay, here is the pasture that we are going to be working in here just real quickly. And basically I already have a line that runs all the way down the barn, and so I'm just going to walk down that line, you know, fix anything that needs to be fixed. I have unplugged it so I will not get shocked. And then we need to create a gate right here. No longer a gate here. So I need to create a gate here. And then there's a strip way down at the end that we'll get to. I've got a pickup on the other side of the fence. I don't think you guys are going to be able to see it. Over next to the propane tank, and that is from me running the horses through the orchard last year, and we are not running them through the orchard this year because our fruit trees are just packed with fruit. So we are not going to take any chances of the horses mucking up a really good fruit harvest this year. I mean, we've got so many other things that stack up against us as far as pest pressure and things like that, that we don't need to add the horses being in there with them on top of it. So anywho, I'm gonna get busy and start working on this fence line and working on this gate, and so we can get the horses out. Summertime comes bugs. things like this. Simple fix. Just put that there. Okay. Since I don't die here. Need this. This is kind of cool. Something's made a home in this tree. Hope it's not in there right now. Check that out. That's insane. That is a great big tree too. I hope it doesn't kill it. How interesting. Look how pretty that red clover is. It's beautiful. White. Red. It's beautiful. And I'm glad to know that some of the orchard grass seeding worked. Got quite a bit of orchard grass coming up in this pasture that makes me very happy. There's a lot of other crap too, but there is also a lot of orchard grass, which I planted, so that's good. Our bread alarm has gone off, so let's go do that. Super exciting stuff, huh? All right. Clean hands and a freshly oiled pan. Flour surface, just a tiny bit here. This is what she looks like now. Not a ton different. It's a pretty dense bread. I just push it down to where it's the width of the bread pan, and then roll it up into a log. Into the pan it goes. Cover it back up for another hour. I need to get water troughs, so I'm going to go ahead and pull them and check the front pasture's waters, and then get waters to that back pasture, and then we can put the kids out. Okay, this one down here actually needs to be cleaned anyway, so I'm just gonna go ahead and dump it and pull it up top, because the way that we're grazing our pastures now is different. It used to be that we would graze, I was grazing them in separate pens, and so this was a great place for this great big water trough to be. But now we're grazing them all together, and we are still rotationally grazing, but we're just grazing all of the horses together. As long as they're getting along, then I'm okay with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this great big water trough and move it up to the top of the pasture, where it's more accessible to clean and fill. So yeah, as it's grody, it needs some work. Okay, I think I like it in that spot. It's, for reference, it was way down there, so I like it in that spot. I'm gonna go ahead and get her cleaned and ready. we preheated our oven to 350. Now we'll take the cover off and put this in for 40 minutes. Okay, let's get these ponies outside, shall we? Clean the Labrador's pool too. Had it refilled for them. Well, Miss Velvet is not happy that she cannot see her other two friends. Even though she has two friends right here. And those two friends do not give a rip about her. They are more than happy in their new pasture. That site right there, that is one of the reasons why I moved here, was to be able to have my horses out on pasture and to see them out on pasture. And it's funny. I was kind of thinking that, hiding behind the groom shop from the wind. I was kind of thinking about that today. It's funny how we go through phases of just being, thankful, grateful, blessed. And today I'm having one of those days where it's like every time I turn around, I'm just like, oh, I'm so thankful for that. Oh, I'm so fortunate that I get to have this life. And I feel like those are the days that we need to hold on to really, really tightly and just get the feels and have the moments and just revel in it, because not every day is like that. Not every day are we super thankful and super fortunate to live the life that we live. Not every day. Not every day do we get the feels. So when we do get the feels, I say stay in them for as long as you can. egg basket today. It's a little egg basket, but it's a pretty one. I am super surprised by Velvet's reaction to this. She must be that attached to Josie. I really don't think she's that attached to Maggie, which is unfortunate because as far as the lineup of horses and who can really get the green grass and who has health issues, Josie is at the front of the line. She has no health issues. She can eat as much green grass as she wants other than getting fat. She's at the front of the line. And Velvet is at the very back of the line. Her numbers are the worst for diabetes and Cushing's. So she really needs the least amount of grass. So it makes grazing them pretty complicated. Hoping to get to you guys today too. Okay, our timer just went off. Look at that yummy loaf of bread. Yummy. You see a little nut peeking through and the chocolate chip. That is gonna do it for today, you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and baking a loaf of bread and doing some morning chores. I'll catch you on the next one. Yours truly.